Welcome to you, my name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today I wanted to give you my first impressions and a mini review of my DIOR, My Lady DIOR in the wicker bag. Now this bag is in the medium size. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I have been using this bag a lot. I have also been talking to so many of you on Instagram about buying it yourselves. So putting in the order, chasing down the colour you want. So I want to talk to you about my first impressions of this bag. I never did a what fits because it's big, but I'll do that today. I'll do some more mod shots. I'll talk to you about the pros and cons, and I'll also share with you some of the learnings that I've had from you from our chats on Instagram about this bag and things to look out for. So I purchased this bag back in February. It was a real surprise to me. I had just sold my Lady ABC and talked about the fact that these bags just aren't for me and that I didn't foresee myself buying anything from DIOR this year. And had to eat my words because I went into DIOR to buy the D-Way slides, which I have here. And whilst I was in the store, my lovely client advisor we were just talking about the fact that I said, oh, listen, to be honest, I've just sold my Lady DIOR. Like, I don't find that DIOR bags are for me. I feel like they're too classic. I feel like they're for someone else and not for me. And literally, as those words had come spilling out of my mouth, I saw the bucket bag. And I'll put a picture of that one up here so that you can see what I'm talking about. And it reminded me that when I was scrolling the DIOR website to look for those slides, I had seen this bag. So I asked about it. They had one out the back that was reserved for a client that was coming in the next day and agreed to show me the bag so that I could have a good look at it. And it was love at first sight. I was taken hook, line and sinker with this bag. I wasn't even wearing an outfit that it really went with. If I can find the original mod shots, I'm wearing like a bright green dress. It did not go, but I still loved it. And we made a decision that if that client didn't take it, I'd be next in line. And a backup plan would be to request one from the Melbourne boutique because they were showing one. But it was unlikely that they would share it with Brisbane because it's a bag that would sell. Melbourne did send the bag. The client did take the bag and I got it. And I couldn't be happier. Now, you have to feel like that about a bag that costs 8,600 Australian dollars. It is an expensive bag, particularly for a seasonal bag. And for many people, they probably couldn't justify it based on the weather of the location that they live in. For me, this bag is at least wearable half of the year, if not more, probably 3/4 of the year. So that was not a question for me. I'm going to take you over the specs of this bag and then just give you some commentary about how I found it. So the bag itself is woven. It has a aged gold hardware. Now, one thing that I want to share with you is a good friend of mine on Instagram, Tanya, who used to have her own YouTube channel, 408 California 408. Her and I have talked about this bag a lot. And she's had a lot of these bags come and go from her with various things that weren't perfect about them. And for her, she received one where DIOR was in the wrong order. So each of these little attachments, it wasn't that they do tend to hang out of order, right? But they were not placed in the correct order, so you couldn't get it right. And she was like, is it just me or is that wrong? I'm like, no, that's wrong. So she sent it back. So something to check with these bags is that people make mistakes, right? People make errors. And the error was the order of these things. Now, I'm sure it would have been a relatively easy fix had it have gone back to, you know, the workshop where the bags are made. But that was not something that's done through warehousing. The funny thing is, she sent that bag, got another bag, and then wasn't quite sure on how perfect the weaving was, so bought another bag that popped up on the website, and it was this one again. So it just goes to show, like, when you're buying online and the warehousing process, potentially people who are warehousing are not really looking at the quality and specs of the bag. They're just counting stock. So you've really got to be on the ball if you're buying online. All right, what else do I need to tell you? So this band around here is the same as what these straps are made in, which I'll show you soon. Another friend of mine, Nadia, who bought this bag in the beautiful cream and gold colour, had an issue where one of the stitches popped and then it had a trailing, undoing. So it was just pulling. And whether or not it was like that at the beginning or whether or not it got caught on something, she was able to take that back to DIOR, and they were lucky enough to find one in their e-commerce stockroom to replace it with. But that potentially could be an issue. Now, DIOR are great with their repairs, but when you're buying a bag, I guess you've got to look really closely at the finish of it. And that prompted me to really look at mine again, and mine is perfect. So then you got the weave, right? The natural weave. So again, I'm really happy with mine. I think it's beautiful and perfect. But to be honest, I didn't look at it like that closely until Tanya again had an issue where she was concerned that hers wasn't, particularly even, that there was more open weave up one end compared to the other, and it looked higher on one end than the other. Now, given what these bags are made out of, that's highly likely. But where it affects the look of the bag, I suppose, you really need to be happy with it yourself because it's a lot of money. So another thing to look at if you're looking at this bag. Underneath the bag, there's 4 feet, which we're very grateful for. Always good to have feet on the bag. Now with the navy version, which I like best because I like the dark contrast with the wicker. And I also love this oblique because I'd wanted oblique for a while. You've got the navy handles, and then you've got this beautiful, I don't know if you can see the texture of that, but it feels so lovely with the drawstring. And I don't close the drawstring. I kind of tuck it into the bag so it's just hanging out. You know me, I love the done but undone style. It's not for everyone though, so if you prefer it a bit neater, then you can tie it in a bow or whatever the case may be. Now inside of the bag, we've got a little bit of organisation. It's good for like a parking ticket or what have you. On the front side of the bag there is a slip pocket, and it's quite a big one, so hopefully you can see that there. And on the back side of the bag, there is a zipper pocket along the back of the bag. And because it's lined in this fabric, unlike the typical DIORs where they are in that satiny silk kind of micro or canage pattern, they're very fitted to the bag, whereas this is a sack, so it's a lot more movable and flexible, so you can actually use those pockets. The pockets that are in the Lady DIOR, at least in the small size, was so tight and fitted to the bag that it really wasn't worth using them. So the strap for this bag was another big winner for me. But I've recently just sold my guitar strap that I bought for the My Lady ABC. So thankfully I now have this strap which I can wear if I do buy any more DIOR bags. It's in the navy and it's adjustable. Okay, so see this adjustment here? This strap is super long, which means it's great for crossbody. Even though that bag is quite bulky, you wouldn't wear it crossbody unless you really had to, and sometimes you do when you're shopping. You just want to throw it on, which I did the other day when I was in the city. Actually, I'll put the mod shot up, and I think I was wearing this dress too. But it has the age gold hardware as well, and given that this is the navy, it will go with many things. This is the one thing that would have potentially convinced me into buying one of the other colours. So at the moment, and stock is extraordinarily limited, but at the moment there is the pink, which has the baby pink band, There is the cream, which has like a cream and gold band, and there's a baby blue, which is kind of like a neon blue as well, and it's really beautiful. Also to note, if you follow me on Instagram or you don't, I put a lot of things on Instagram, is that last time I went into store to see the trunk show, I saw a mini version, a baby version of this one. I'll put the photo in. I just looked at it quickly, like it wasn't something I was interested in buying, because obviously I have this, and a lot of people asked me what the price was. I didn't know. Someone found out it's $7,000 for that mini version. What I have an issue with on the mini version is it looks like the band is exactly the same size, even though the bag is only about half as big. And I just didn't feel that the proportions were right on that. So how do I wear this bag? Primarily for me, this is a hand carry bag, but I do have the strap inside the bag because it's such a big bag. I can have the strap wound up in there, and then if I need to attach it later, I do. Or I'll have the strap hanging down off of the bag and I'll still hand carry it. I just really like carrying it that way. It fits a lot. Like, I've never filled it to the brim, but today, for the purpose of this video, I want to show you what fits inside. And I'm just going to kind of keep it to things that I would put inside. I've got a compact wallet here. This one's my Bottega Veneta wallet. It's a compact wallet, you can see. So I can pop that in. I've got my Mimo bottle. So this is a water bottle. I've showed this on my channel a few times, but I love how compact this is. Don't worry, it's watertight. It's not going to leak through my bag and ruin my things. But because of the shape of it, it fits inside the bag really easily. I've got my Louis Vuitton 6-ring key holder. I found out from one of my subscribers, Sangeeta, that there are none of these in Australia at the moment. So if you're chasing a 6-ring key holder, good luck. Probably try the pre-loved market. I've got my sunglasses inside of a soft case. I tend to throw in a couple of lip options. I'm really enjoying this Chanel balm, the Coco Rouge balm in My Rose. I really, really like it. Actually, I'll put some on now so you can see it. But that's the colour. But it's more of a tinted balm. See, it's just highlights your natural lip colour. This one's more pinky. So I'll pop those both in, and then I've got my iPhone 13. And you can see in here that that's like, you know, there's still, I don't have to play Tetris to get my things in and out of this bag like that. But yeah, it's heavy because it's got like 300 mils of water in it, right? Or even more, 375 I think. So that's heavy. If I take that water bottle out, like, it's lighter, but it is, you know, it's a structured bag. So here's the thing. I know that people have their things about bags, but just, you know, these bags that we're buying, we're not buying them for practical purposes. We're buying them for fashion. So don't whinge if they're heavy or they don't fit your phone or whatever, because they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be fashion. So yeah, it fits everything. I've got a mini pochette here. I'll just zip that up so all my bits and pieces don't come out. I've got a mini pochette here that would easily fit down the side, and there's still heaps of room. So, you know, you could fit an umbrella in here. You could, if you have small children, you could fit a nappy and a little bag of wipes. If that's how you want to roll, why not? Extra flex. So I have worn this through the day primarily. I'm wearing it a lot with beautiful dresses. It is very hard for me to leave this on the shelf. I've got to force myself to pick something else up, and I have this constant dilemma around, I want to get as much wear out of this as I can before the season changes, and I no longer reach for it. But I always feel sad for leaving it at home. Like, I want to wear it all the time, and you can see on my Instagram feed that I do. So what has that meant for my old favourite wicker bag, my Gucci Marmont wicker bag? People asked me this when I unboxed this one, and I think they're two very different bags. This one I absolutely still love, and it's not going anywhere. I just adore this bag. It is great for evenings and it's great for more dressy occasions. It's also a more convenient bag to take to places where you might not get a chair for your bag or somewhere safe to put your bag, because it's very slimline, and yeah, it just takes an outfit up a notch. In fact, I wore this one yesterday to lunch, and again it was that dilemma of, and this was the right bag to take for lunch, even though I don't like leaving you at home either. So I haven't found that having two wicker bags has meant that this one no longer has a place anymore. They're both very different and I use them for different things, and in my opinion, for where I live, you can't have enough. So I'll pop some mod shots in here. As I said, I prefer to wear it handheld. I also like to just slip it over my wrist in the crook of my arm. I will attach the strap and still wear it handheld, but it is great to have the option to put this bag on crossbody when I'm shopping, or I just need to have my hands free so that I can move about without any cares. The fact that the strap is wide means that it does distribute the weight evenly across your body, and so you don't feel the weight of it. I can wear it on my shoulder as well, but that's not somewhere I want to wear it all the time because I've got to hold it on my shoulder. But it's nice if you're just standing still or you're standing around, say, eating hors d'oeuvres and sipping on a drink, that you can just pop it on your shoulder, still look elegant, not have to worry about putting it on the ground, and not have it crossbody. So all in all, would I personally recommend this bag? Abso-freaking-lutely. I am so glad to talk to you all in the comments, particularly those of you who've purchased the bag and have loved it and have shared with me that you've bought it and that you weren't even looking at DIOR. I love that we have that in common. I love that we've been able to get all excited about such a special piece. Like my husband even said it's one of his favourite bags in my collection. I'm like, what? Say what? Because he tends to go for more classic bags, but he really loves this one. So yeah, I'm no regrets at all adding this bag to my collection. If you're thinking about buying it and you are buying it online, be really picky. You deserve to be really picky. Make sure that these are in the right order. Make sure that all of the finish is as you would like it. Make sure that the band doesn't have any pulls or pilling, so that you don't end up with a pop stitch and a bit of a mess. Because at the end of the day, these are not cheap, they are luxury, and you should have a beautiful luxury experience. The one great thing about buying online is the gift wrapping that they had for those people who unboxed and shared with me online. Oh my God, the gift wrapping was just divine. Mine was nice, but it wasn't that nice. So I'm going to stop babbling about this bag now, and I'm just going to say, what do you think? Is it something you're interested in? Do you have any wicker bags on your wish list for this coming spring, summer in the Northern Hemisphere? If you don't, you should, because you just don't know what you're missing. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays, so I'll see you in my next one. Bye!